When I have finished bathing, it is time for me to relieve myself. Human, I demand that you open the portal to the outside world to allow me to empty the contents of my bladder. Do not take this for a joke. Perform this task immediately, or I will be forced to tinkle on your bedspread. This is your final warning, human. If you do not let me out immediately, I will piss on your bedsheets. Yes, outside! I am Fergus, and you will not deny me my urination!
Oh, okay.
And I have...
Are you counting down? Hello, and welcome to tonight's Vape Bait. To our left, we have, coming out of Texas, a state that only lets you drop your ballot off in one mailbox, the Yanksville Vapor. And to my right, down below, yeah, he was waiting for your ass to come in here, late as always, Fubaka.
I came in at 9:11, okay?
Sancho Pars. Excuse me, I will be muting your microphones. You will be under my rules, and we'll do as I say. No free-for-all.
Do your rules include eating my ass? Exactly.
That was not already open. Why did you say it was already open?
Yes, ma'am.
I just opened this.
Oh, I didn't hear the.
It was a weak one for some reason. It felt weird when I did it too.
We didn't hear that crackle factor. It's kind of like the guy who does the MREs. Every time he opens the little packets, he's like, let's see if we can hear that vacuum. He's like, yeah, there it is. That guy. It's great. It's great.
You've gotten botulism twice from this.
Oh my! It's great. It's great when he opens up the packs, because then when he goes to eat them and he talks like this, you think he looks like a little dweeb, but he doesn't. Yeah. He's got the biggest guns on YouTube so far. They taste great.
The guy kills me. I went on a binge a while back and just watched the shit out of all this stuff because I had not listened to him in years or whatever, and I just caught back up on a lot of stuff earlier this year.
Yeah.
And I like the fact he still does his let's get this out on a tray. He's still got like his stuff that he does, you know?
Yeah. And his love for the coffee and the powdered coffee and the chocolate and everything else. So the last one I saw was I was posting the hangout, and it was really funny because he's like, I don't know what it is about these MREs from the 90s, but they taste the best, way better than the MREs from now.
Is that right?
And he was talking about like the crackers and stuff like that because of the amount of salt and saturated fat that those crackers had in them. Like you're talking something. I think the one he was eating was from 93, 94. I'm sure somebody in chat knows.
Apparently our audio is low. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh,
I think it's everybody is what he's saying. Rick's saying everybody's low. So I just turned everybody up. Let's see if that's any better to Rick.
Yeah. But yeah, so he was saying that the crackers had he thinks the difference was the salt content and the saturated fat. They were saying because obviously, you're out in the middle of nowhere and you're eating a bunch of salty stuff, it's going to want to make you drink water.
Yeah.
Which is rations. So, but there you go. Why does Kamal have a beard today? I take a Thanks to that. That's a picture.
Actually, I'm gonna
like a-
post it in chat right now. That is the greatest Kamala that I know.
Oh, I gotta click on that. Whoa.
Oh no!
What?
Did everyone forget about that Kamala?
I did.
Death.
Like I've been sitting on that shit. I have been sitting on that fucking picture.
Nice drop.
All right, hold on. I should probably grab that so I can share it on the. I know people in chat can see it, but like people that watch it later might not be able to.
Oh right, yeah. There's a chat replay too. Yeah, I don't have my fucking. I'm all out of whack on Zoom because for those who don't know, I'm no longer working from home. I've been back in the office full time since last Monday, and I fucking hate it. I wouldn't say I fucking hate it. It's a little bit better now, but there is a lot of downtime currently. You know, it's either I'm balls to the wall doing shit, or I'm spending money on KC Tool like I shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Welcome.
And watching CS:GO tournaments on my laptop at work. That's just my work duality right now.
Right.
So I'm like out of whack with Zoom because I'm not at home using it anymore.
You gotta post that picture. This guy buys a generator and starts reading the manual, and then gets to that part in chat. You see,
is audio low for anybody else, or is it just Rick because he's in the middle of fuck nowhere, New York?
That's really weird, Massey.
yeah, that's a good tech time there.
Yeah. If you could throw that on Imager, that would make it a lot easier for me to put up.
Oh, you want me to put it up?
Yeah, I can't. It's a pain in the dick to get stuff out of Slack. You can't even drag the.
Yep, 1 second. I'll share it. Oh, you got my participant screen sharing disabled.
Oh, really? 1 second, I can fix that.
I got neutered.
There you go.
There you go.
I mean, that's bad news. That's
Problem.
I'm glad.
Engine will not start. Ghost in the generator. Solution: persuade ghost to leave.
I'm just wondering what kind of like tidbits you can offer to persuade the ghost, or do you like verbally persuade it?
You have to say, "Exorcise the demons."
Exorcise the demons. Doop 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 boop boop boop.
Yo, what if it's Swayze though?
Hold on.
Yeah, what if that ghost is Swayze?
That's not good.
Indianapolis Cove Tim.
Sorry to hear, pal. That sucks. Lay low. Drink lots of fluids.
Yeah, Addy, shit is crazy. So I said in chat earlier, it's actually pretty fucking big. It's a pretty fucking big deal, I guess. But CBS is doing all their election coverage, like the studio portion, from the MTV building. You know, where some of us, if you're old enough, watch Carson Daly.
I'm so
being
old.
being lusted upon by jailbait, standing 30 feet below on the street on Broadway, or sorry, 7th Ave.
I'm so old. I remember
that's the
when
building
MTV
I'm in right
played
now.
music.
Yeah, back when they played music.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, because as you know, they merged back, and so we're using their facilities now. It has been quite the learning curve for a lot of people. I've shown Masty some progress videos of the set. Now, here's the thing. Most of my day doesn't happen on the set, unfortunately. So it's more so when I'm derping around the building, I walk past the set and kind of, I mean, there is stuff I do have to do on the set, but like, you know, not that important yet. And so, yeah, it's been coming together real nice. There's going to be fucking augmented reality portion of it. There's going to be just the amount of LED hardware for all the graphics and all that shit, dude. It has been crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You been watching what have you seen the photos up and shit I posted and the video? Yeah, I posted them in the.
I like that walkthrough you did the other day. That was a few days ago though.
Yeah, so that was the last video I sent you. I couldn't do any commentary because there was like 20 people on the set. Maybe so if I have my earbuds in,
yeah,
I could probably talk low.
Yeah,
and it'll come through just fine. But yeah, it is too crazy right now to get away with any shenanigans. But yeah, it's been an experience to say the least, because I went from working at home to working in the office a couple days a week too. Oh yeah, you're gonna be full time starting Monday. There, I'm like, fuck. You know why? I'm the only brown dude there who does the technology. Nah, straight up, it's my baby of a thing. So it's cool from that standpoint, but at the same time, I'm like a guest there. I'm not in like my home where I have my own office to myself.
Right.
With all the AC and this and that. It's like it's a smaller space. There's a lot of people. It's a little bit cramped. There's not a lot of privacy. So
have you found the good turlet to drop the deuces?
Yeah. By and large, I mean, they keep those bathrooms fucking clean.
Oh yeah.
I'm really only working on one floor. And so there's 2 bathrooms we could use. There's one that I go number 1 in. The one that I go number 2 in, actually I did that today, before I left, is on the other side of the floor. And by that hour, there's no one working on that side of the building anymore. So
Massey, that
smells
is
like bleach.
That's the worst picture I think I've ever seen. Are you gonna share that, or do you want me to do it? You're muted.
What the fuck? Sorry.
Wow, that is not gonna lie. That's kind of cringe.
It's super cringe.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
Bro, I'm not even a programmer, so
let me zoom in here. Which one do I do? This one. Okay. There you go.
I saw some cringy shit today. That's pretty bad.
That's pretty rough.
Yeah.
You know how many people this is going to inspire to learn how to code?
Yeah. No, you know what? I'm surprised that the top comments aren't, or people calling in complaining, your billboard is broken. The code is leaking.
That's like an infinite loop.
Nope, man.
Your code is gay.
It's supposed to be like that. There's a bunch of boobs and semicolons and signs up there. Yeah,
How has nobody made the internet penis? The 8 for the balls and then the equals.
Mm-hmm.
How has that not been written to mean something in code by this point in the internet?
In some language somewhere.
In some language, how has that not been used?
Yeah.
Like, why can't you make that an error code or something, right?
The penis comes across.
So,
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
I'm not gonna lie. I've made a dumb joke like that before, but I didn't pay, $100,000 to put it up on a billboard. Oh man, that's rough. So I was unaware until we were going live that the VP debate is going on. I thought they delayed it, and I was wrong.
No, dude. I asked such a C-death question at work today.
What?
People were bugging out tonight because there were a lot of people who had to work late.
Mm-hmm.
And this was like this email came down at like 4:30.
Yeah.
So a lot of people weren't thrilled, and I was just like, I think one of the managers was bitching about it. I'm like, well, what's the big hubbub? Why does everyone have to stay tonight? Did Trump die? And look at me, I'm like, I'm just joking.
Yeah. It's just a joke.
That's like my secondary job is to be a tension breaker / fuck with people. Like 2 days ago, or it was yesterday, I got that same manager's attention. Like I went by like one of the offices, and like you kind of stand when you're waiting for someone to free up, because you want to let them finish their chat with the other person. I do that.
Yeah.
She's like, so what can I do for him? Like, am I like pizza or tacos for dinner? No, I can't.
It's
like 5:15 at that point. Like,
yeah. Yo, Ace, what's happening, dude?
So I've been having my fair share of fun fucking with people in that building too. Just the stakes are higher, the trolliness goes up.
Mm-hmm.
So then fucking today someone went on a diatribe about corporate IT.
Yeah.
I had to sit and listen to this shit and I wasn't really in the mood for it. And this guy went on for like 5, 6, 7 minutes. Caps it off with just my 2 cents. And he starts walking off. I'm like, bro, that was $1.50.
2 cents
boom.
my eye. Boom.
Yeah, it's like I'm in a weird flux right now where there is a lot to do, but you can't do it unless like X, Y, and Z get done ahead of you. So
Right.
again, downtime. Let's fuck with people. So I've been doing. Did either of you watch The Office?
Which one? I mean,
the U.S. one.
yes. I meant like which episode. But yes, I watched.
Do you remember
The Office.
when Jim's in Scranton? Not in Scranton, in the other office. What was the other office he goes to? Stanford. And he does that thing with Dwight where he stole his stationery before he left, and he faxes him messages from the future.
From the
about
future?
coffee.
Yeah.
I did that.
Oh, did you really?
Nobody's bit yet. I did it as Dear Future Me. Don't drink the coffee tomorrow. Or you know what I should do? Actually, no, this would get me in trouble with HR. If I mentioned the box lunches we get provided, that would get me in hot water.
You're getting in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the thing, because like I don't know if they provide coffee on site. So I usually bring my own, and so I always keep saying, Dear Future Me, don't drink the coffee tomorrow. It's gonna be burnt. Sincerely, present me. No one's bit yet. Because what I do is I leave it in the printing tray, right?
Yeah.
What I'm hoping is someone like prints something out, and as they're walking to the printer, they grab everything and they kind of seal. What the fuck is this? So like today, I walked past and it was on top of the printer. I was like, God damn it!
Right.
Crumpled it up and slammed it in the
Somebody had to have seen it.
Because, dude, I sit 8 feet away from that printer.
Right.
So if someone goes like, "What the fuck?" I'll hear it. The things I create out of my boredom, I swear.
I do think the gym pranks were arguably the best part of that show.
I think their relationship is one of the is kind of like the better aspect of it.
Yeah, that does play into it.
Because there are 2 gym pranks that really stick out. That was one of them.
Yes.
The other one was the fitness orb.
Yes. Although I like the Asian gym too. That one is solid.
That one was also good. Yeah. Or like, do you remember? I think it was when he and Pam both dress up as Dwight.
Yes. Yeah.
That was another good one.
Yeah. Michael. Yeah. That was a good one.
Do you know C-Death has not watched King of the Hill and kind of refuses to at this point?
He's never seen it?
I think he's like seen it here and there, but yeah.
I've only seen it here and there. I've never sat down there and just watched that show.
Yeah.
I've seen probably a couple dozen episodes. I've definitely seen
When I
it.
compare him to Hank Hill, I do it affectionately because every time I watch that show, I see Hank Hill. I think
I agree.
Like
maybe not
the
physically.
The similarities
so
are just uncanny. And in all honesty, he's one of my favorite cartoon characters ever. He's one of the best in my opinion.
Yeah.
So did you see what was it that I posted? There was an old ad from the Super Bowl with Silver Surfer. It was a little cross interaction with him and Hank Hill, and he suggested that he look into powering his board with propane.
No.
Yeah, dude, it's so funny. He's like, have you considered alternatives like using propane? And then he leaves, and then Hank's like excited at the prospect of selling propane galaxy wide. I gotta link it. It is so fucking good.
That's pretty solid.
I'd seen it and I started laughing. I forgot this existed.
That is good. Oh man. So right before we were going live, I was running there and we're going to football practice. And as I was leaving to go there, I took, kind of a last drag of my my squanker. And it tasted like it was fine like all day. And then like today or this evening it was like, oh look, I'm vaping a piece of charcoal. Like it just tasted like his butthole.
That happened to me today. We were talking about that.
Yeah.
When I was taking a pull, what I call stealthing in my office. There's no one there, and the air is always on, so I can like half stealth.
Yeah.
I took a half, I'm like,
Yeah.
Kingsford.
It's funny how stark it could be, like just from drag to drag, or vaping session to vaping session, I guess is a better way of putting it.
I think it also had to do with my mind, because I probably tasted it at some point during the day and didn't really pay it any mind because I was in the middle of doing something else. This was like a clear mind. I took a pull and I was just like, ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you actually got to taste the.
Yeah, it's like when you notice you smell and you're like, fuck, how long have I smelled like this? Oh.
Yeah.
So speaking of, I came to some information that recently a few mods that were up and coming and beta testing and all this other stuff got chopped. Companies are not wanting to release mods, spend money on R&D and mods. Nope. Juice only, baby. So
Makes
interesting stuff. So yeah. So if you knew of something or heard of somebody or something that there was a new mod coming out and we're waiting for it, you might want to check into it.
Yeah.
Now's the time to get into high-end mods because they're not going to get affected by regulations.
Yeah. Yep. That was black inside market way before the market even existed.
I did your company a solid today. There's a Ben and Jerry's across the street from where I vape.
Oh yeah.
And yesterday the wind was pretty hella, and it blew both fucking umbrellas over. You know what I did? I went and I picked them back up.
Thank you. We'll appreciate you. We'll give you a $1.50 off coupon.
Can I just get some beta pints? That's all I ask.
Sure. With or without the filling.
Is it a surprise filling?
We just have either straight up ice cream or all the filling.
Ice
so,
cream.
Okay.
Like the
Wait,
Captain Crunch.
I don't know. Okay,
berries.
why don't you send me one of each and empty, and I'll just.
Okay. I'll just send them to you, and they'll thaw on the way there, and then when it gets there, just open up the package and just dude.
It's like Hershey syrup and chase it with milk.
So I don't understand. I got a new brush and roller and all this stuff for my vacuum for the little.
Over a little guy.
I was hoping
vacuum.
you would say you're back.
Yeah. And so the package is sitting outside, and I grab it, bring it inside, drop it on the tile, and there's like 3 or 4 fire ants that come off of it. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, all right, it hasn't been out there that long, so I throw it back outside. And then an hour or 2 later, I go out and I'm like, oh, I need to grab this package. I rip it open. It's like a fucking fire ant nest in this. I'm like, there's nothing in here for them to eat.
There's no fire.
The roller and a few filters.
Yeah.
And they're all in the bubble wrap. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck they were going after. There's no glue. It was literally a Nito cardboard box with the brush and 2 filters in
I wonder
it.
if the filters
maybe they were
yummy.
Maybe they were vegan fire ants.
No, because the filters are completely sealed.
Oh, they're sealed, huh?
Yeah. So
Maybe they were vegans.
I don't know. Yeah.
Eating at like that shit.
Yeah, and they also could have just been on the move, right? Just could have been looking for a place to chill out for a minute.
Yeah, I was just surprised.
So what you're telling me is your package served as a coyote for them.
Yeah,
Fuck.
pretty much.
Fire ant coyotes.
That's how weird species from across the world end up in somebody's doorstep.
Mm-hmm.
Those
Honestly, the worst thing to happen
snails in
Eastern
Florida.
Seaboard in terms of foreign pests. I think I brought this up on the show before. Motherfucking camel crickets.
Well, I can't hear you. You're real low again all of a sudden.
Camel cricket, get it? Because he's from. Never mind.
No, they're actually called camel crickets, and they're from China.
I know.
And so I don't know if you have them down in Florida.
You mean mole crickets?
Is that what they call them?
I don't know. Fucking mole crickets are a pain in the ass here.
Yeah,
They
they
just
are.
tear
No.
shit up.
Camel crickets are the most deceivingly intimidating things.
I gotta
Does it
look at see what they look like.
Oh god, they look real fucking scary, but boy are they retarded. Because their only strength is their speed. They have giant hind legs. So the first time I saw one, it literally just zipped from point A to point B. I didn't see it move.
Like
They're
teleported.
quick.
Yeah,
they
that looks like a damn spider.
They do. I thought it was a spider.
Yeah.
I thought they were jumping spiders when I first interacted with them, like 8-9 years ago.
That's
I remember you
weird.
said you had them in your basement or something in your old house, right?
Yeah.
They look like a mixture between a cockroach and a freaking spider.
They call them accidental dwellers.
Oh
But,
shit, son!
yeah,
Those do not look friendly.
No, they don't.
But here's the thing. They don't bite. Like they can bite you, but it doesn't really do anything. It's more effective to like other insects, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm sharing a picture right now.
They're five-legged crickets.
The furthest south I have heard of them popping up is North Carolina. But apparently they just seem to be an issue on the eastern seaboard.
Dude, those some bitches got big old jaws.
Yeah, they do.
So here's how you deal with them, right? If you ever see these motherfuckers, hey, if you see one, fucking kill it. You know why? They reproduce like rabbits. Secondly, if you see one and it looks like it has a dick coming out of its ass, and look, I've done my reading on these things, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a female. It has a dick coming out of its ass. You know what that is? It's a receptacle for male sperm thing. It's like that's how like the eggs are there, and that's how they get fertilized. So if you see one with a dick out of its ass, really kill it.
Just kill them all.
Kill it hard.
So
Yeah.
how to kill, right? You can't go at them straight up. That's where they see best is directly in front of them, right? Where can they not see is above them. So here's what you do. The problem is you get close enough to them, they'll sense you and they'll jump, right?
Yeah.
If you can somehow get above them with like a book, you drop it. It's like straight up like Wile E. Coyote shit where you don't see, they don't see until it's too late.
Yep.
Or get a bit of raid. All you have to do is just touch them with it, right? If you're your aim with your raid's good, you get them. They flip out. It's not instant kill because these are big fucking things, but they will die, and you may watch it. Because basically what they do is they start jumping all over the place, like, "Ow, shit, get out of my head, Charles!" And then they just fucking wilt.
So we had a cricket above in the drop ceiling at work a couple of months ago, and that fucker would go from one side of the office to over where the freezers are to then to the other side, and it was loud as fuck. And the only way to get it to shut up was to take a pole and just hit the drop ceiling. And then it would go into another part of the office. So it would be messing with the front desk people. I'd be like, we can't hear them, you know?
Oh.
And then you hear it again. But you could hear it jumping. Like, you know? So then finally one day.
If it's quiet enough,
yeah,
you could hear these fuckers hit the wall because when you spray them, because they go bonkers. So the crazy thing is they react all kinds of ways. So one time I sprayed one and I watched it, right? And you see it go like this. You see it like scratch its face like it just snorted too much coke. It's like... And then you just see them go crazy. It's fucking hilarious. But the best way to get rid of them is passively, which is put glue traps.
Mm-hmm.
Along where they're going to be.
Yeah.
Scented glue traps that attracts crickets, and cedar oil. You line the corners of your walls with cedar oil.
Cedar oil.
It took me a few seasons, but I got rid of those some bitches.
So that's interesting because cedar does work, right? As putting them in your
cedar oil's an
underwear
deterrent.
drawer or whatever. It keeps all kinds of shit away.
Mm-hmm. I think originally I heard of it for moths.
Why would it attract them though?
No, so the traps attract them. The cedar is a hope at keeping them out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because you don't want any more, and if they're reproducing, then you want to. Because there's going to come a point where they'll hit a critical mass, and you have no choice but to bomb out your basement or wherever it is. Or you have a cat, because cats eat them, and they are a little bit quicker than these sumbitches.
Then you have to bring in the needle snakes, and then the gorillas to eat the needle snakes.
I was this close to borrowing a coworker's cat to just chill in my basement for a week.
I got some bugs to eat there, kitty cat.
Seek and destroy.
No, and the funniest thing is that this cat has been borrowed 2 previous times for pest control purposes.
Is that right?
So he's experienced.
Mm-hmm. Dude, I'm signing the vet. I would sign the vet to my squad. Fuck.
So
Good locker room presence.
it depends on the cat, right? Like my sister has got a cat who's an awesome cat. He's a Burman, right? So he's mega chill. Like apparently most Burmans are. Like kind of cat you can pick them up by their feet and they'll just go and they'll just kind of relax instead of freaking out like most cats do. So at one point my sister found a teeny tiny little mouse in her house. She'd never seen one before. And it ran into the bathroom. So she got her cat and chunked him into the bathroom and closed the door. And she finished what she was doing, and then she went back in there later, after an hour or something, and opened the door, and the cat was perched on top of the cabinet, like it had run away from the mouse and was looking at her like, "The fuck did you just do? You just put me in here with a mouse? I don't want to be in here with a mouse." The mouse is just down at the bottom going, "Sup?"
I don't like you.
Yeah,
and you
that's
don't
why
like
I don't
me.
like you at all.
We'll just sit here and stare at each other awkwardly.
That's right.
How are the kids? Good.
It's nice.
How's your mom? Got
Good.
caught in a snap trap, my man.
Say hello for me. Say hello to your mother for me.
Say hello to your
No,
mother.
the
for
cat's
me.
like, your mother was a whore. It's like, ah! It's like,
Man, Addy, I'm so grateful that you're here posting actual useful information in the chat as opposed to the bullshit we're talking right now.
look,
Thank you, sir. You're the man.
these are avenues we don't always get to delve into. Okay?
That's true. It's true. Oh,
Look,
man.
we're gonna have to we're gonna think of life after vaping. We might just become a sketch comedy show. I don't know. A lifestyle.
Lifestyle
comedy show.
podcast, baby. Hey, Rick says that 18650 battery store's got Molly cells on sale. That's cool.
Molly.
Molly cells are pretty good.
Molly.
I still have. I think I bought one or two. I think I bought a pair of those a while back, and they did fine. I think they're, if I remember right, those are the rebranded Sonys. If I remember right.
I think so.
But I'm still running.
I've been using the green LGs because all I vape is regulated, so they've been nice. Though this Inikin mod doesn't run them as flat as I could in a DNA mod. That's really the.
Is that right?
Pick. I can, but the vape experience is not as good. Like, I get a better 3.6, 3.7 volt vape out of a DNA than I would this. It's understandable.
Yeah.
But find me a fucking DNA mod that looks like this. God damn it.
Yeah, they had one. It's called the Vapor Shark. Half of them blew up.
Yeah.
Well, that's questionable.
And you know what? The rubberized coating on them also sucks.
Yeah.
And you already saw what happened with the last mod I had with one of those.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, that's questionable.
The problem is, I really like that mod. Besides
the
the fact
Vapor
that the
Shark-
durability sucked.
Yes.
And the
It's
510
like-
sucked.
It's like the biggest love-hate mod.
Yeah.
It did so many things well, and it just fell short in so many other areas.
Yeah.
I remember when I was selling people Vapor Sharks, they're bringing them in like a month later, it looked like they'd own it for years. I'm like,
Did you put this in a tumble dryer with a bunch of rocks?
yeah. So that particular dude, like, he walks around with his vape and he's got other shit in his pockets, and like his keys basically cast the first stone in the coating. And then once that first scratch happened, it was like it snowballed from there.
All over. Yeah. Clock and Bill, hello. Good morning from Germany. We have a regular that's normally in here, and he's not here today.
I was gonna say, I'm like, did you take our regular German's place tonight? Fessy mentioned that there's no Tomas.
Poor Tomas is. I mean, he's always up at like 3 a.m. or whatever it is over there, watching the Steak and Show.
Speaking of Germans, did you know that this part of Adidas, that brother's named Adolf?
Oh.
It's better to go AD instead of Ados.
What was the other guy's name, or what was the other company that he started? Was it New Balance? What there was another one that
Puma.
Oh, Puma, that's what it was. Puma.
New Balance. New Balance was started by a dad who tucks his T-shirt into his jean shorts. that is my preferred brand of shoe.
I mean, is that who wears them, or is that who made them?
The idea had to come from somewhere.
Yeah, that's
they
true.
hit that demographic that good. So at my brother's wedding, my sister-in-law's dad, he is literally the dad.
That guy?
Like T-shirt in the jeans, the jean shorts, had like the high-ish ankle socks with the white New Balance, the white and blue New Balances. He is such a fucking dad, but he is also cool as fuck. He really is.
Yeah, I believe it.
Dude, you gotta. I mean, his only real like fatal shortcoming in life is he's a diehard Browns fan.
Yeah, we all have
Like
to have
but he also has a Browns man cave, which
What a shortcoming.
I mean, you know, we all have to have an embarrassing sort of thing that we like or like to do.
I mean,
right?
I like when I went on my first school media conference my sophomore year of college. We went to like a newspaper thing in Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
I smoked a cigarette outside the hotel. I met a very cute girl, but guess what? The Phillies had just won the World Series on that flight there, and our pilot had the balls to tell us that Philly won en route from New York to Kansas City. Like, first that was foul. Yeah. I was pulling for the Rays, obviously. I'm a Mets fan. Fuck the Phillies, right? And guess what? She was a Phillies fan. I was not having any of that night.
Get out.
Get out.
It's like, wow, I want to quit smoking now.
That's all it took.
I just totally lost the plot. Your Philly story totally derailed my thought process on that. I had something else to talk about. You can do that.
I mean, if you saw how like hot she was, you probably would have lost your train of thought too.
There's definitely a line, right?
What's to be a goddamn Phillies fan? Right after they got, I was perfectly fine not knowing they won the World Series that night.
I'm sorry. Sounds like a rough night. Rough night.
It was a rough season.
Yeah.
Because the season before the Mets pulled off a historic collapse. I think they blew a 7.5 game lead with 17 to go. And then the next year was another collapse. It was like Red Spot Jr. on Jupiter. Like the first collapse was like the giant red spot. This was like a smaller. It was also the last season at Citi Field. Or sorry, at Shea Stadium. And the last game at Shea Stadium was one of the most deplorable baseball games I've ever attended. And it was also one of the most Mets games because it ended with a lead late that was blown. So it was just like, it was a rough few months. It was like brink of World Series, collapse, miss playoffs, collapse, miss playoffs.
Right.
Like,
an embarrassing last game.
Oh, it was like, man.
Oh
man!
That's
it was
a
rough stretch.
I just remember what it was. You were talking about Adidas earlier. So I was at a group function thing, and there was a couple there that had a really young, like a toddler, right, like maybe a year old, just learning how to walk and getting mostly steady on their feet, right. And I don't remember what it was. I had like a little bottle of water or something, and this little baby had come up and grabbed it and was shaking around like a toy. That's fine. I don't go sure. But then she dropped it. And then she popped down into a squat that it would have made an Eastern European proud. Like it was just that the babies have the squat. Mm-hmm. It's so good.
You know why? Because it's before they've built up years of poor physical habits that take away their ability to heel squat.
That gravity, that center of gravity piece.
I think that's really it.
They're just like little chunks with a low center of gravity. Mm-hmm. They can do it.
Because I cannot get my heels down and squat because my mass, I've got so much man on top of my knees behind my center of gravity. I just can't do it.
No, you can do it.
I can't.
You can. It's in the ankles. I'm not even joking. It's in the ankles.
It has to be. I would agree with that. by the way, you are totally right, but there's a certain point where my ankle doesn't go anymore to be able to balance there.
No, exactly. So literally, because I was in the same position as you, it's been like a years long process of getting into better walking habits, standing habits, and also doing specific exercises to strengthen your ankles. Because what ends up happening is we fall into shitty habits of walking or running. We're not activating all of our supporting muscles, so they end up atrophying. And then next thing you know, I can only squat on my toes or like the ball on the outside of my feet.
Yeah.
So
it's because your foot doesn't go up enough. Like it's got to be a flexibility thing that would help.
It's a flexibility thing as well as just having the strength in certain muscles. Because what ends up happening is if you try to squat on your heels, your ankles collapse. I bet.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really what it is. Is that it's about a few muscles that are just not up to snuff with the rest of the machine, if you will.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's also like another thing where if you can touch all of your back against a wall without having to like if you have to arch it, that's bad. But if you can stand up straight and touch your back, your shoulder blades to the wall without having to shrug or anything, that's also like a back. It's a flexibility thing / having certain muscles working.
Right. Because I've definitely tried. Right. I've popped down there and tried to get my heels down, and it's just as soon as my heels go down, my ass is pulling me backwards.
So I'm not even joking. So that's the thing, is because I've had so many ankle injuries in life that that's the only reason why I ended up like reading into this shit and talking to like various podiatrists about this shit. And so it involves straight up doing little toe exercises like, hey, I'm standing, I'm taking a long pee. Well, just lifting just your big toe, and you'll notice out of reflex, you might raise an index finger doing it. You stand straight up and just lift your big toes and keep your toes on the ground. So what it does is that works out the insides of your ankles. Just do lifts and shit like that. It's a lot of like tedious shit, but I'm pretty close to heel squatting again. So pretty close. It ain't easy. It ain't easy, but god damn it, when you get closer to it, you're just like, fuck, can't give up. You can't.
It's also pretty rough on your knees.
It's better to heel squat than to, because you're not supposed to squat on the front of your feet.
Yeah.
Like if you watch catchers, good catchers, they squat on their heels.
Yeah.
But they're on their heels, but their weight's still pointed forward because they may, if there's a runner on.
Yeah, you got to be able to go.
Yeah, because that's the thing. I squat now too much on the fronts of my feet. It hurts my knees.
Mm-hmm.
Because you ain't supposed to be doing it that way. We all got to be Eastern European, man. I don't care how you feel about their culture, their politics, whatever. We got to squat like them because that's the best way to do it. Chinese people too.
Chinese people got it down. For
Bro,
sure.
Dude.
If there's anybody I'd put up against an Eastern European person, probably Chinese.
Bro.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like squatting and chain smoking. That's what like that family 2 blocks over does. I walk past there all the time. There's always someone, whether they're younger than me or 100 years older than me, they're squatting better than I am and smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
Like I'm fronting with these stripes. I can't squat like that.
All right. What do you think?
You're gonna fucking heel squat while I know you. I'm gonna make you a heel squatter.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
And it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Maybe if I was visiting a podiatrist to work out my feet and make them.
Well, no. See, now you have me as a wealth of information.
Dude, I think
smack you with a reed when you're leaning on the front.
I think the vaping community can relate to this picture.
I hope you're gonna share it.
I guess. All right, hang on. All right. Hang on.
That's a good one to sign off with right there.
All right. Yeah, we'll be signing off for this. So thank you, everybody, for coming out to tonight's Vape Bait. I was your host that kept everybody in check, Math Blast 09. I won't be here in the next Vape Bait because they'll fire me because I didn't ask the right questions. again, Texas, fucking New York. What else do you want in Florida? I mean, we got you when you want to talk about representing.
Cover the
We
bases.
represent. We cover all the bases. We never needed understudy in fucking Maryland ever. You know what I mean?
You live in
He added nothing to this. Absolutely.
No joke. You live in the single most important state for this election. You really
That's right.
do.
That's right. Yep. You know, and you know, keep up the good work, hurricane steers. They're all trying to fuck Louisiana. I mean, this year you've been doing a good job keeping them away from everywhere else and just staring them right up that fucking hole right there.
Right up the squats.
Bestie.
So,
squats, yeah, I know y'all. I would wager. What's the over under people in chat that can heal squat? I'm putting it at 1.5.
Fair.
So
I think that might be a little generous even.
That's why I put the half.
Yeah.
That was my condescending.
for everybody out there,
odds making.
good day and good night, and we'll go out with this picture, and I'm sure everyone in the vape community, you know, can relate.
I saw one that said McDonald's fans when they find out that the Whopper has more calories than the Big Mac.
Night, everybody.
There you go, everybody.
See ya.
See ya.